Good morning. I call to order the special administrative meeting for Wednesday, March 16, 2015 for the Bernalillo County Board of Commissioners. We will begin the meeting with a silent invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Helen Maestas.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you. Mr. County Manager, any additions, changes to today's agenda?
Madam Chair, there are no changes or additions to the agenda, and I believe you all should have the letters of interest in your portfolio.
Great. All right, so today we have one order of business, and that will be to nominate an appointment, or actually appoint a nominee to fill the vacancy for New Mexico Senate District 39. So the process will be, I will accept nominations, and then we'll vote in the order in which those nominations were made. Commissioner O'Malley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, I do want to nominate someone, but I also want to thank you for moving as quickly as possible. So to have this meeting, even though I know the governor asked us to do it pretty quickly, but so that we followed the requirements for Open Meetings Act. And I know that there were commissioners who felt differently, and actually I thought was inappropriately attacked us politically for not doing so, but I think this was the right way to do it. We did it as quickly as possible. So I would like to nominate Commissioner Liz Stefanics.
All right, we have one nomination. Are there any other nominations?
Madam Chair, I would have nominated the same. Thank you.
Right. Are there any other nominations?
Second.
All right. I will close the floor to nominations. I do want to follow up before we vote on this issue of the timing of today's meeting. I really think that the County Commission, rather than being criticized for the schedule in which we have held this meeting, we should be applauded. I think we have scheduled this meeting, and I as chair scheduled this meeting with one other commissioner per our rules, as quickly as allowed under the Open Meetings Act. The 72-hour notice was given on Saturday. As soon as we had an announcement of this vacancy, we did send out a notice asking for letters. So I have to say that this particular schedule, the decision to hold the meeting today, I think is really above criticism. I did find it offensive, the accusation that the scheduling was somehow, and I will quote, rooted in pure politics and partisanship. I mean, I think those of us who espouse open and transparent government have to do that day in, day out, not just when it is convenient. Surely the Open Meetings Act is fundamental to openness and transparency, to public input. And again, it cannot just be shoved aside when it is not politically convenient. So I just want to express that, again, to accuse me of being partisan, pure politics is offensive, and I sort of resent that. And with that, I just think maybe Commissioner Johnson should send that Sunshine Week award down to this end of the table.
Madam Chair?
Commissioner Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm glad you brought that up, actually. Representation. It's what this discussion is about, or what it should be about. It's what the Patriots cried when they dumped tea into the Boston Harbor. Some of you don't like Tea Partiers, but that was the original Tea Party. It's what some of the members of this board cried as they rushed to fill seats with contingent appointments to vacancies that had not yet occurred, simply to make sure that those contingent appointments could make a Saturday Democrat caucus meeting. And it's what some of those same members denied the people of Senate District 21 for months as they engaged in partisan political maneuvering to force the governor to appoint a Democrat to one of the most Republican Senate districts in the state. Representation is also what has been denied the people of Senate District 39 since Saturday. Some would say that the situation isn't an emergency because the situation doesn't fit neatly into the boxes created by the Open Meetings Act. But such is the nature of emergencies. Since Saturday, the people of Senate District 39 have been disenfranchised and denied a vote on several things. Investment zones for behavioral health service delivery. It's one of the county's priorities. Outdoor recreation and wildlife volunteer rules, temporary school transportation boundary agreements, high school equivalency credentials, Uniform Money Services Act, the GSD designee may serve on an architectural committee, remove oath of office fees, confidential substitute address act, installment payments for delinquent property taxes, yet another county priority, the Liquor Control Act, small brewers and wine growers reciprocity, New Mexico Magazine advertising sales, wireless call location information in an emergency, expectant and postpartum prisoners act, revisions to the Film Tax Credit Act, Tribal State Gambling Compact approval, General Appropriation Act of 2015, amendments to the Social Work Practice Act, decreased penalties for marijuana possession, which was also a county priority and passed by a single vote. And those are just the floor votes since Saturday. There have been other counties votes, or countless other committee votes that since Senator Griego's untimely resignation, the people of District 39 have been denied. These votes have real and meaningful impacts on people's lives. They affect everything from taxes that they pay to capital outlay to the very clocks that are on their nightstands. In every sense of the word, this is an emergency. And this board could have and should have treated it as such. We could have had this meeting late Sunday under an emergency provision. We could have had this meeting on Monday under an emergency provision. We should have had this meeting on Tuesday, as Commissioner Talbert and I requested. We're finally meeting today, and we should act, and I think we're going to act, to send a name to the governor, and it's about time. Other counties have chosen to run out the clock. Their appointments would come too late for any meaningful and perhaps any contribution to this 60-day session. And the voices of nearly 50,000 people will have been effectively silenced in the name of good government and for the purpose of politics. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Commissioner O'Malley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I did not prepare a lengthy statement on this issue, but I just feel, quite frankly, sometimes we make mistakes and we're wrong, and I think we should just admit them when we are wrong. Thank you.
All right. Any further comments, questions? We have one nominee. So we have a
Motion.
Commissioner O'Malley, do you want to make the motion? We do need a motion to move and
did.
second this, so.
Yeah, it was
Commissioner-
already
All right.
Just
That was the nomination, though.
Right.
I just wanted to, okay, so Commissioner O'Malley has moved that we nominate Liz Stefanics. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Johnson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes unanimously. Congratulations to Commissioner Liz Stefanics. She is the Bernalillo County's recommendation for filling the vacancy in Senate District 39. I don't see her here, so just say congratulations, and this meeting is adjourned.